This webinar explains how product inspection equipment, designed according to the 10 principles of sanitary design, is essential to reducing bacterial contamination. It outlines why sanitary design, together with IP69 rating, creates the best combination for sanitation and overall food safety for product inspection equipment used in the meat and poultry industry. The webinar will cover the following topics. Introduction. Who sets the standards? EHEDG, FDA, NSF International, NAMI. What is IP69? 10 principles of sanitary design. Why is sanitary design critical? Conclusion. Food safety is the #1 priority of the U.S. meat and poultry industry. The Federal Meat Inspection Act of 1906 and the many regulations, notices, and directives that it's generated ensure that the meat and poultry industry is among the most regulated industries in the nation. Processors rely on a range of product inspection equipment, including standard X-ray systems and fat analysis systems, to provide safety and quality assurance, optimize raw material use, improve production efficiency, comply with end product specifications, and maximize profits. This webinar will explore how such equipment should be designed following international sanitary design guidelines called the 10 Principles of Sanitary Design, in order to prevent the growth and spread of microbiological contamination in meat and poultry plants. It will look at who sets the standards for the industry, explain the difference between IP69 rating and sanitary design, why they are not mutually exclusive, and why the sanitary design of all meat inspection equipment is critical to contamination reduction and overall food safety. Avoiding the contamination of meat and poultry whenever possible is crucial. This includes inadvertent contamination from the live animal, processing procedures and equipment, employees, and the environment. Contamination can be minimized or avoided altogether by following appropriate sanitation procedures, good manufacturing practices, and procedures for employee hygiene. Several agencies exist which influence and regulate the sanitation procedures of food goods. The ones with most influence on the meat and poultry industry today are the European Hygienic Engineering and Design Group, EHEDG, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, National Sanitation Foundation, NSF International, and the North American Meat Institute, NAMI. EHEDG, the FDA, and NSF International are the most recognized international experts in the area of good design practices for sanitary equipment applications. NAMI is well recognized in the U.S. and by suppliers throughout America as an expert for the meat and poultry industry. Founded in 1989, the European Hygienic Engineering and Design Group, EHEDG, is a consortium of equipment manufacturers, food industries, research institutes, as well as public health authorities aimed at promoting hygiene during the processing and packaging of food products. The principal goal of EHEDG is the promotion of safe food by improving hygienic engineering and design in all aspects of food manufacture. EHEDG actively supports European legislation, which requires that the handling, preparation, processing, and packaging of food is done hygienically, using hygienic machinery and in hygienic premises, according to the Food Hygiene Directive, the Machinery Directive, and the Food Contact Materials Directive. EHEDG guidelines describe how to meet the European Commission's requirements, for example, how to ensure that food contact surfaces are smooth and drainable, and how to prevent contamination by microorganisms, chemicals, and foreign bodies. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, is responsible for protecting public health by ensuring the safety, efficacy, and security of human and veterinary drugs, biological products, medical devices, the nation's food supply, cosmetics, and products that emit radiation. The FDA Food Safety Modernization Act, FSMA, aims to ensure the U.S. food supply is safe by shifting the focus from responding to contamination to preventing it. The FSMA's final rule for preventive controls for human food sets requirements for a written food safety plan that includes preventive controls. Measures are required to ensure that any hazards requiring a preventive control will be minimized or prevented. This includes process, food allergen and sanitation controls, as well as supply chain controls and a recall plan. Manufacturers, regulators, and consumers look to NSF International for the development of public health standards and certification programs that help protect the world's food, water, consumer products, and environment. The organization's mission is to protect and improve global human health. NSF International has been helping businesses in the agriculture, processing, food equipment, restaurant, and retail industries navigate the food safety and regulatory environment for more than 70 years. Its food safety and quality services span every link from farm to fork, including certification, testing, training, consulting, auditing, and regulatory compliance. NSF International tests and certifies food equipment products for acceptance across the U.S., Europe, and other global markets, and provides certification services for equipment used in the processing of meat and poultry. NSF International food equipment standards include requirements for material safety, design, construction, and product performance. Created in 2015 through the merger of the American Meat Institute, AMI, and the North American Meat Association, NAMI is a national trade association that represents companies who process 95% of red meat and 70% of turkey products in the U.S. and their suppliers throughout America. NAMI's vision is to be the preeminent source of information, education, and services that enable meat and poultry companies to nourish people around the world with safe, nutritious, and sustainable protein. NAMI aims to keep its fingers on the pulse of legislation, regulation, and media activity that impacts the meat and poultry industry, provides rapid updates and analyses to its members to help them stay informed. The organization also conducts scientific research through its foundation, which is designed to help meat and poultry companies improve their plants and their products. IP69 is the highest protection rating available. It provides protection against ingress of dust and high-temperature, high-pressure water. This certification is ideal for use in meat and poultry processing plants where equipment must be durable. The Ingress Protection (IP) rating system is an internationally recognized scale that relates to proven protection against environmental factors such as liquids and solids. Ingress protection ratings can be identified by the letters IP followed by 2 numbers. These numbers define the amount of protection a piece of equipment has against specified elements and its ability to resist foreign matter that could otherwise get inside the equipment and cause it to fail. The first number refers to the amount of protection an enclosure has against solid matter such as dust particles, while the second number defines the level of protection against liquids. The higher the number, the greater the protection. The industry and environment, as well as the application where the product inspection equipment is being used, dictates which sanitation level is required and will have a direct influence on how the equipment is designed and constructed. Each industry has its own special set of sanitation requirements. In the meat and poultry industry, where hygiene and cleanliness are paramount, equipment must be able to withstand rigorous high-pressure, high-temperature washdown procedures. In 2002, NAMI's Equipment Design Task Force, EDTF, established a list of 10 sanitary design principles aimed at improving food safety by reducing contamination risk from listeria in ready-to-eat meat and poultry products. In 2014, the North American Meat Institute Foundation, NAMIF, updated these principles. The principles provide an opportunity for equipment providers and users to work together to identify issues of common concern before equipment reaches the plant floor, while creating a standardized food safety focus for equipment evaluation. Let's now explore each of the 10 principles of sanitary design in detail and how they apply to product inspection equipment used in the meat and poultry industry. Principle 1. Cleanable to a microbiological level. Food equipment must be constructed to ensure effective and efficient cleaning over its lifespan. Equipment should be designed to prevent bacterial ingress, survival, growth, and reproduction on both product and non-product contact surfaces. The ability to easily disassemble equipment for cleaning and inspection is important. Product inspection equipment with smooth, regular surfaces can help to prevent pathogenic microorganism growth by making sanitation easy. Principle 2. Made of compatible materials. The construction materials used for product inspection equipment must fulfill specific requirements for the meat and poultry industry. Materials should be completely compatible with the product and environment, as well as the cleaning methods and sanitizing chemicals. Product contact surfaces must be made with materials which are corrosion-resistant, non-toxic, and non-absorbent. Plated, painted, and coated surfaces should not be used for food contact surfaces or for surfaces above the product zone areas. A stainless steel construction is advisable as it's corrosion-resistant. In addition, plastic-coated belt materials are preferred over cloth, as cloth absorbs moisture and can harbor microorganism growth. Uncoated aluminum should be avoided as it dissolves in harsh washdown environments. Principle 3. Accessible for inspection, maintenance, cleaning, and sanitation. All parts of the product inspection equipment should be readily accessible for inspection, maintenance, cleaning, and sanitation without the use of tools. Clean in place, CIP, is preferred over clean out of place, COP, to avoid time-consuming disassembly and reassembly. Designing equipment to increase accessibility for cleaning is vital and will help reduce downtime by making cleaning easier and quicker. COP parts should be easily removable by hand or with the use of simple hand tools. Catch bins are often overlooked as product contact areas and should be easily removable too. In addition, easy belt removal and tensioning is advisable to allow quick and easy sanitation, service, and replacement. Principle 4. No product or liquid collection. Equipment should be self-draining to ensure that liquid from the product, cleaning process, or condensation, which can harbor and promote the growth of bacteria, doesn't accumulate or pool. This is particularly important in the meat and poultry industry, where wet washdown routines are used. All surfaces should be designed to eliminate water pooling and be self-draining. The framework should be rounded or inclined at 45 degrees, and flat under surfaces that are difficult to see or clean should be avoided. Belt tension should be adequate throughout operations to prevent water pooling on belts, and the materials used should be non-absorbent. Principle 5. Hollow areas should be hermetically sealed. Hollow areas of equipment such as frames and rollers should be eliminated whenever possible or permanently sealed. Bolts, studs, mounting plates, brackets, junction boxes, nameplates, end caps, sleeves, and other such items should be continuously welded to the surface of the equipment, not attached via drilled and tapped holes. Hollow areas are not acceptable at or above the product contact zone. Principle 6. No niches. Equipment parts should be free of niches such as pits, cracks, corrosion, recesses, open seams, gaps, lap seams, protruding ledges, inside threads, bolt rivets, and dead ends. Welds should be flush and free of pits, cracks, and corrosion. Internal angles of less than 55 degrees should be avoided as the area between the surfaces can't be seen or cleaned. Press and shrink fits should not be used as they have inherent gaps and can leak. Fasteners should not be used in or above the product contact zone as they are harborage areas. In addition, there should be no exposed threads as these pose a contamination risk. Flanges should be welded with gaps in welded seams to allow for free flow of cleaning solutions. Bolted joints should be gasketed and the gaskets visible to verify their presence. Belt scrapers should not have lap joints and must be capable of being removed without tools. Principle 7. Sanitary operational performance. During normal operations, the product inspection equipment must perform so that it doesn't contribute to unsanitary conditions or the harborage and growth of bacteria. The characteristics of the product being produced will have the greatest impact on the equipment's operational construction specifications. Avoidance of spillage and the effective separation of product contact and non-contact zones are of paramount importance. To ensure hygienic operation and minimize the possible spread of contamination, it's essential that the design also takes into account components and parts which will be touched by the operator who will almost certainly have been in contact with the product. Buttons on control panels should be easily cleanable so as to not create microbial harborage. Bearings should not be present in or above the product contact zone areas. The conveyor and other equipment parts should be designed to minimize product buildup. Principle 8. Hygienic design of maintenance enclosures. Product inspection equipment maintenance enclosures and human machine interfaces, HMIs, such as push buttons, valve handles, switches, and touchscreens, should be designed to ensure product residue or water doesn't penetrate or accumulate in or on the enclosure and interface. In addition, the physical design of the enclosures should be sloped or pitched to avoid use as a storage area or residue accumulation point. A special control function to temporarily disable the touchscreen during cleaning is advantageous as it prevents misoperation. Drives, chain guards, electrical control boxes, and sealed bearings should not be located over open product zones. Control and junction boxes should be fastened to the frame in a manner consistent with the sanitary design principles. Power and network supply lines should be well above the floor level, and connections to and from the control cabinet should be firmly affixed and able to withstand direct cleaning and environment sanitation processes. Maintenance enclosures in direct washdown areas should be IP rated and suitable for exposure to water and chemicals used in cleaning and sanitation. Principle 9. Hygienic compatibility with other plant systems. Product inspection equipment should be designed to ensure hygienic compatibility with other equipment and systems. Where special plant conditions and sanitation requirements are known in advance, it's possible to introduce certain design features to ensure hygienic compatibility with other equipment and systems, such as electrical, hydraulics, steam, air, and water. Equipment interfaces and connections to all electrical, mechanical, pneumatic, and mounting interfaces need to be defined to enable integration into the production line, environment, and sanitary processes. Access for maintenance, plant cleaning, and sanitation processes need to be known. Product characteristics and how they will flow into and out of the product inspection equipment need to be taken into account. Specific biological contamination risks must also be identified and taken into account during construction design. Principle 10. Validate cleaning and sanitizing protocols. The procedures prescribed for cleaning and sanitation must be clearly written, designed, and proven to be effective and efficient. Chemicals recommended for cleaning and sanitation must be compatible with the product inspection equipment and the manufacturing environment, and must be capable of removing product residue as non-aggressively as possible. The product inspection equipment supplier must consider the cleaning and maintenance of the machine at the start of the design, not as an afterthought. Questions for meat processors to consider include: what needs to be cleaned and how? CIP or COP? Which cleaning process should be used, and are there restrictions on sensitive components? What cleaning and sanitation protocols are provided by the product inspection equipment supplier? What maintenance tasks are required after cleaning and sanitation? Every year, about 48 million people, 1 in 6 Americans, get sick from foodborne diseases, according to recent data for disease control and prevention. Microbiological bacteria causes approximately 90% of all foodborne illnesses. Bacteria that cause human illnesses, including diseases, are called pathogenic. Those most likely to be found in commonly slaughtered livestock and poultry include Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli. Listeria is the most commonly found bacteria in the meat and poultry industry. When sanitation practices are insufficient, Listeria can harbor and thrive in many common pieces of equipment used in meat processing plants, such as conveyor belts, slicers, dicers, and peelers. Machinery used for packaging products may also harbor and transfer bacteria to products. Equipment that has an IP69 rating ensures a high degree of protection against liquids or products that could cultivate bacteria in these common pieces. Meat inspection equipment with an IP69 rating can help reduce the risk of microbiological contamination of products by enabling equipment to withstand rigorous high-pressure, high-temperature washdown procedures, but is single-handedly not enough to prevent contamination. Sanitary design takes this protection one step further by outlining all the elements needed to create the most hygienically clean environment possible for food inspection systems. It's crucial that meat inspection equipment is designed and constructed with sanitary principles in mind to prevent biological contamination for either meat or poultry products. Sanitary design in food factories is essential in all stages of the production process, from the use of materials such as stainless steel to specially designed seals. With food safety laws becoming increasingly stringent and product recalls becoming more prevalent and costly, it's essential that any product inspection equipment used in the meat and poultry industry not only performs well, but is designed to prevent bacterial growth and facilitate proper cleaning. As this webinar shows, sanitary design and IP69 are not mutually exclusive. A sanitary design doesn't necessarily mean the equipment is robust. For example, it could be less dense and wear down faster. Similarly, while an IP69 rating proves that equipment is robust, it doesn't necessarily mean it's hygienic and sanitary. Market-leading meat inspection equipment is available, which is built according to sanitary design and comes with IP69 sealing as standard, allowing it to withstand the meat industry's rigorous, high-pressure, high-temperature washdown procedures. In addition to reducing the risk of contamination by pathogens, installing such equipment will help meat and poultry processors reduce long-term maintenance and recall costs, as well as increase productivity. Meat and poultry plants can minimize the risk of pathological contamination and enhance food safety by installing such equipment, which is also capable of detecting and removing foreign body contaminants such as metal or glass shards and even bone fragments. Meat inspection solutions that optimize production processes help you produce high-quality products consistently. Thank you. And if you'd like to stay up to date with the latest product inspection trends, just follow us on social media. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Follow us on Twitter at Eagle X-Ray. Follow us on Google+, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.